tonight we have a special guest. The author of a story called Faeries of the Nile is here. Her name is Dr. Mansoura Eldin. She is here to discuss with us one of her first published stories that made it into the New York Times and is the #1 best-selling book in the nation in just a matter of a few weeks. Here she is, Dr. Eldin. Everybody give her a warm welcome. Okay, thank you guys, thank you. So Dr. Eldin, tell us about your story. What inspired you?
Well, I was inspired to write this story because before I became an author, I was a psychologist in Egypt, seeing this patient who claimed to see fairies. And it was such an interesting case that I wanted to further study and dig deep into her psyche, into the strange phenomena of seeing without seeing. This particular story is about a woman named Zinat who lives with her husband in a house by the Nile River, and after their car accident, they killed their son. It paralyzed her husband, and now she began to hear voices from the river and from the forest. So Zinat feels duty-bound to stay with her husband, and during this time, she received visits from a woman named Inam and the ferryman who crossed the Nile daily to bring her back news and supplies.
Okay. So, the fairies, does she actually see them, or is there something psychologically going on here?
The fairies are actually a metaphor for an authoritarian regime.
Okay.
Zinat is not crazy, she's simply repressed, and after the accident, her life was completely altered. And from the death of her son to the paralysis of her husband and how her husband responds to the voices in her head, it shows his position in her life. And he is no longer someone she looks to, but someone she actually despises since their death of their son. So the fairies basically provided everything her husband lacked, and from the nurturing and caring aspect to even a sexual aspect. She is not imagining them. She is not crazy. She knows they are not there geographically, but they are there metaphorically.
Okay. So this is a story about power, basically. So Zinat's husband no longer holds the power in her life. She resents him for what happened at the car accident, and afterward, has she placed this power in the fairies, and what do you mean? Can you elaborate on the sexual aspect of it?
She doesn't hold her husband in the same regard. He is bedridden from his paralysis, and he no longer offers her sexual comfort. So Zinat escaped to the woods towards the voices, calling for her, and is embraced by the fairies. This depicts the moment of release. Not only is she released from her own sexual moment of frustration, but also the notion that her husband is not the only one that can provide this for her.
Okay, so why doesn't she just leave her husband?
She feels bound by duty to stay and take care of him, and at the same time, she wants to stay there as a reminder to the horrible tragedy that befell to their family. She never fully forgave her husband for the death of their son, so this can be seen from the moment where Zinat decides not to get rid of the car that they have.
Okay.
And it was the only thing that left her of any memories of her son.
Interesting. So, what is the significance of Inam, the woman that comes to visit them every month? Is she like a mistress or just a friend, or?
She's definitely a family friend, but the extent of her friendliness is not elaborated for a reason. She isn't the main focus of the story, so only a minuscule part in the greater problem for Zinat. And I didn't want to make the story about love and betrayal. It's about what's going on in a woman's head after a series of unfortunate events and how she copes with those feelings.
It's really, really interesting. Okay, cool. Is there anything else that you want to add? Any final words?
Read it. Check it out. I'm really proud of it, and I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did writing.
Okay, well, everybody give our special guest a nice goodbye, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I hope you come again, because this was really fun. Yep.